My wife doesn't love me anymore.
No.
I hate my wife too.
They ran out of milk at the store.
Tell the ladder one. Tell the one about the ladder. You were supposed to say, I never met my real ladder.
I recognize this one. I know this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was with Dave. I think he collabed with Dave Chappelle one time. Hey, shh.
Ford.
What? Say Ford?
You said-
Yeah, he said Ford. The funniest Ford.
Wow.
You guys ever, you ever go to Lowe's?
I work at Home Depot.
Can we have some ball tossing and take that guy who's like Mark? They gotta go.
Boo!
Just want to like buy the screws.
Boo!
I feel so alone.
Can you guys hear me?
No, speak a little louder.
Can you guys hear me? Who here has been to Enumclaw, Washington? What? We got one guy. All right, so you know the story I'm about to tell.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say one night, 2005, there was a man. He was out drinking with his buddies. He's a Boeing engineer.
Ah, Mr. Hands.
He's a Boeing engineer. One night he's out drinking with his buddies. They get a bit too tipsy. They decide to go to the nearest ranch. Well, this man, I forget his name, and God rest his soul, he decides to bend over for the horse. Now, you probably know where this is going. The horse is the one going for a ride for a change. Man dies. He's dead.
Told me this story.
Yes, he did. Now, what his buddies did, they watched it happen, they recorded it, they made a documentary about it in 2007. I don't recommend it. It's called Zoo. What they did was they slid him off the horse, chucked him in the back seat of their 1999 Toyota Corolla, decided to go drive up to the nearest hospital in Old Enumclaw. They didn't bring him in the hospital, they dumped him on the front porch, walked into the receptionist, said, "This man's gonna die," and left him.
Yeah!
My wife doesn't love me anymore.
No.
Shut up.
I know. All right, I need a place. I need an occupation. Let's go, guys. What y'all got?
New York! New York!
Bomb diffuser.
Pilot, New York.
Pilot. So Abdul, he's going to the bazaar, and he sees his friends, right? And he sees a couple of like soldiers there, and he asks, "What are you doing?" And the soldier says, "Well, I'm on tour here." He says, "Really? What sights did you see?" Really? And he's like, "Well, I'm not on that kind of tour." He says, "Well, you're in the army. You're here. Why are you occupying oil, man?"
That's fair.
Wait for those soldiers.
That was a total flop.
G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane.
What is the difference between a pizza and a Jew?
I know.
I don't know. They both go in the
One of
oven.
them tastes better.
One of them is a pizza.
One of them.
One costs more than the other.
One comes out of the oven now!
Play like some vocals.
Yeah, can you sing?
Anyways, back to cancer.
Yeah. Come on, Mr. Young.
So, like, in comparison, I want to talk about those commercials.
years.
Those commercials where they have like all the sad dogs and they're like out in the wilderness, not in the wilderness, but like on the street and stuff. That stuff's like really sad. It makes you want to change the channel, right? Right. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay. But like, I just see like the St. Jude's like cancer patient ones. I was like, man, these guys are gonna like get treatment or something, and they're just gonna grow up to be like just assholes. I just feel like every cancer patient, if they don't die, they just become assholes.
I knew it, shit.
Projecting.
Maybe. Like, do you see like Kyle? He's just like an asshole.
fucking spread. Go.
I know a chick who had cancer.
Yeah. So in turn, fuck cancer.
I mean, she was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xander. Woo!
So, what's the deal with Ruby from Max and Ruby?
And fuck her, bro. Fuck her. Fuck that.
She fine as hell.
I still would.
She's like 5, dude.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Wait, go back. Go back.
Autistic, non-verbal brother out of the house.
Max and Ruby.
Yeah, I saw that TikTok too.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a TikTok too?
So,
Wait, the one. You know the one? The one I always do, but I was.
Well, I like how you love
I know, man. Let me like squeeze your hand real quick because it's gonna like uneven my fucking autistic brain.
you're gonna what?
I'm gonna hit you with the hacky sack.
That's not what you said.
I said I'm gonna peg you.
Oh.
Kenneth, stop groping the comic.
He said I could do it.
So, airline food.
That's great.
Should I
Go on, airline food. Go.
So we're gonna have to.
Shit got violent fast.
I second Matt needs to tell this joke.
Okay.
Maddie needs to.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna need y'all to be quiet for this.
No.
Pipe down and listen up. Okay. So, these 3 men, they're friends, they decide to book a trip to Egypt. And they're like, oh, okay, so we're gonna go to Egypt, that's fun. What should we do in Egypt? And
Fucking JoJo and I hate it. No,
this
it's
is
not.
not JoJo, so shut up. Against all odds. So the guys are like, oh, what should we do? And one of the guys is like, we should go see the pyramids. So on their first day in Egypt, the guys, they decide to go to the small pyramid.
Oh!
And so they're at the small pyramid and they're trying to explore the inside. And so they go inside and they go down this flight of stairs and they like climb up the ladder and they swing on the rope to get down the hallway and they like jump on the alligator's heads so they don't die and get eaten. And eventually they get to this hallway, this long hallway, and at the end of that hallway there's this room. And in this room is a pedestal with nothing but a Rubik's Cube on it. What? And so the first guy is like, what? I mean, I guess I'll solve it. And he picks it up, solves it in like record time, like 30 seconds.
30 seconds is a record time.
Yes, it is.
Shut
the hell up. Record time, 30
This-
seconds flat.
This joke isn't record time.
Never been to Egypt. How'd they get in the pyramid?
There's no door.
Hey, can we look and listen, please?
No. Look at this.
Okay, and so he solves that Rubik's Cube record time, and he puts it back on the pedestal, and then bam, he dies right there. He's gone. Not a trace of him left. He's dead. And so the two other guys are like, oh, heck, we gotta get out of here. So they run down the hallway and they come up the ladder and they slide down the slide and they like swim in the water pool, and then they get out the pyramid. They're like, oh my god, wow, that was really scary. So they were like, wow, okay, well, we just lost one of our friends, but we still have 2 more days in Egypt, so what are we gonna do now? And the next day, they decide to go to the big pyramid. So the 2 friends go to the big pyramid. And this one's a little bigger, because it's the big pyramid. They get to the big pyramid, and they start climbing up this huge flight of stairs, like a lot of stairs.
Like
And
6 inches even?
Yeah.
Not that big.
That's kind of small.
And so they're climbing up a lot of stairs. They're like, oh my god, when is this ever gonna end? So they finally get to what seems like the top, like the 1000th stair, and they're like, okay, what next? And at the top of the stairs is this like hallway, this super long hallway. So they walk down the hallway, super long hallway, and on the left side, there's this room. And in this room, there's nothing but a pedestal with the Rubik's Cube on it. So the second guy is like, I guess I'm gonna solve it. Nothing bad could happen if I solve this Rubik's Cube, right? Nothing bad could happen if I solve this Rubik's Cube. So he picks it up, solves it in even more record time. Like 0.25 seconds. And puts the Rubik's Cube back on the pedestal. Bam! He's gone too. Not a trace. No bones, no smoke, no shoes, no clothes, no nothing.
What?
And the last guy is like, oh my god, my friend just died. I have got to get out of here. So he runs as fast as he can down the really long hallway, and then he has to climb all the way down all those like 5 billion stairs. And then he gets out the pyramid. He's like, wow, what next? It's just me in Egypt now, but I still have to figure out something to do. So on the last day, or on the next day, he's like, I hear the medium pyramid is really fun. So he goes to the medium pyramid. And in this medium pyramid, there's a lot of booby traps.
Yeah! Boobies!
So he is sliding under the darts that are being shot at him, and he's like trying to avoid the acid that's filling up the room. He's like sliding under doors really fast, and he's basically like Indiana Jones at this point, because he's like a pyramid expert. So finally, when he gets past all the traps, there's this room on the right side of the pyramid. There's this room. Goes into the room, and there's like nothing in it except a pedestal with the Rubik's Cube on it.
No!
Right? It's crazy. How does this keep happening? So he picks up this Rubik's Cube, and he's
Oh
like,
my god.
I guess I should solve it, because like, what else is there left for me to do here?
This is natural selection.
So he picks up the Rubik's Cube and he solves it, but he doesn't solve it very fast. Like it takes him like 25 hours or so. But he's just like sitting there solving the Rubik's Cube. And eventually when he finishes, he's like, well, it's either now or never. So he sets the Rubik's Cube back on the pedestal. And he like looks around at himself and he's like, I'm not dead. So he's not dead. But then out of the corner of his eye, he notices in the corner of a room a sarcophagus. And he's like, I don't think that was there before, but okay, like, whatever, it's a pyramid, there's sarcophagus everywhere.
What's that?
So he starts to leave out of the room, and then he's like, once he reaches the doorway, he's like, did that thing just get closer to me, or am I just imagining things? He's like, I guess I'm just imagining it, but, so I guess I'll just go. So he starts to leave out of the pyramid, and then he starts going down the hallway of traps and stuff, and he's like dodging the axes being thrown at him and all that. And all the while, he keeps noticing the sarcophagus just getting closer, kind of, not close enough to be like, oh, something's wrong here, but kind of 50 feet away, 25 feet away, whenever he looks behind him. And he's like, okay, this is weird. So he starts picking up his pace, starts running a little faster down the hallways, dodging the poison darts a little faster. And then once he's running, he notices the sarcophagus is more rapidly approaching him. So he's like, okay, I really gotta get out of here. So he's basically racing the sarcophagus out of the pyramid. And eventually when he gets to the end of the pyramid, or when the leads to the outside part, he's like, okay, no way that thing will follow me out of the pyramid, because that's its home.
That would be fucked up.
Yeah, no way it would follow me out here. So he's like, okay, I'm safe. So he starts to go about his day. He's at the store, he's at the mall in Egypt, and then he sees the sarcophagus in one of the kiosks at the mall, and he's like, why is this thing following me? I have got to get out of here. So he goes back to his hotel room, and he's like, I'm safe here, nothing bad will happen. Out of the window of his hotel, he sees the sarcophagus.
What?
Walking up to the hotel to go in the front door and check in for a room. And he's like, okay, this is way too much. I gotta go home. So he books the nearest, or the soonest flight back to his hometown of Chicago.
Get out of the shot.
And he's like, oh yeah, it's fine. So after that long 13-hour flight, he finally gets back to his one-bedroom flat in Chicago. And when he gets back in, he puts down his stuff and he goes and lays in his bed, and he's like, okay, I'm good, I just gotta rest, clear my mind, all that. And as the second he gets in his bed, he hears a knocking at the door, and he's like, who could it be? Because it's 3 a.m. It was a long flight.
3 a.m.
Yeah, it's 3 in the morning. It's 3 a.m. in Chicago in his hotel room. And and he goes to get up at the door because he's wearing his little nightgown and stuff, his little nightcap.
And does he have a candle holder?
He has a candlestick. He has a candlestick. So he gets up to go to the door, and guess who it is? It's the sarcophagus at the door at 3 a.m. And he's like, well, I can't let this thing in, so he just starts to run, and he tries to barricade the door, but the thing knocks the door down. What? And he's like, oh no, I'm in trouble right now. So he starts running around the apartment trying to hide from him, but the sarcophagus is just crashing around and breaking everything in his apartment. So he starts trying to throw stuff at it, his couch, his kitchen sink, his refrigerator, his lampshades. He's just throwing everything in reach at it. And eventually, the sarcophagus corners him into his bathroom, and he's like, oh God, there's not much left here. I mean, it's just a small room. So he tries to pick up the shower and the toilet to throw at him, but nothing will stop the sarcophagus. Nothing will stop it, and he's getting really freaked out now, and he's just doing everything he can, opening cabinets, under the sink and all that. So he finally gets to the medicine cabinet, and he's just randomly throwing stuff at it, whatever he can grab.
It's been 10 minutes.
And finally, the sarcophagus stops. He stops, and he's like, what? How did that happen? I guess I want to see what stopped the sarcophagus from coming at me. And he goes over to where the sarcophagus is laying still on the ground, and he picks up a bottle of Robitussin. He goes, Robitussin stops the coughing.
It took you 11 minutes.
I have a really short joke.
11 minutes.
I have a very comparatively short joke.
A quarter of the class.
David, shut the fuck up.
That was not the joke, but it's funnier than what I'm about to say. I lost my virginity in a church. This is a true story. Don't clap, don't clap. It was not an honorable situation.
We'll let Amy Schumer in.
Shut up. Friend of mine lost his virginity in a ditch.
That's fair. Yeah, I know a lot of people do that.
She's talking about Ryan.
Yeah, it's Ryan McKenna. So the question is, which one of us is more likely to go to hell?
Probably you,
Probably both of you.
because you're gay.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Bro, look at that last.
Nothing I say is gonna be better than that, so. But are you kidding me, man? You've done for me.
The
Are you
scriptures say.
fucking me? I bare my soul on this open mic to you, and you tell me I'm going to hell because I'm gay.
You
You're
asked.
wearing a Johnny Cash shirt and cowboy boots. Your hair is like. You couldn't get it any. Shut up. This is my roast time. You couldn't get your hair any blonder if you bleached it. I'm tired of you wearing the same tired ass flannels every single day. I know things about you that could get you placed in federal prison. Exactly. Almost everyone in this room does. But all of us, out of some misguided sense of kindness, never do anything about it. You almost gave me tetanus in your pool. Do you know how hard that was for me?
You
Yeah,
jumped
actually,
in.
I
That
jumped
is
in. I
not
jumped
my
in.
fault.
That
That is not my
That one
fault.
was on me. Here's the thing, David. Remember that time we crashed your car into a tree?
Somebody take the mic from John.
Okay, that was it.
Oh my god.
Okay. I don't know really what
Let's go! Yeah!
Yeah.
Okay, so there are these two racehorses, right? Fred and Ned, okay? And they are best friends, you know, they were born together, you know, they have the same dad, not the same mom, but the same dad.
That's cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
They are best friends, and you know what, Fred, you know, they're racehorses, right? So they're fast, but Fred has always been a little bit faster. And, you know, they used to race in the fields together, and Fred would win every time, and then when they got to the age, they could start actually racing, right? And so, you know, race after race, Fred would always come in first, and Ned would always come in second, right? Okay? And, you know, they would race, and Ned, he was happy because Fred was his best friend, you know? But he was always a little jealous of Fred. He was like, hey, Fred, like, do you think maybe one time I could just win? This, you know, just one time. And Fred was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. At the next race, it's going to be our last race, and I'm going to let you win. Okay? You know? So the gates are off, and Fred is not booking it. He's going fast enough to be second, but he's not booking it, you know? Like
Writing
usually
jokes?
is. And Ned is like,
I'm trying.
wow, you know, like,
Quick.
he's actually gonna let me win one, okay? They're coming around the last turn, the home stretch, you know? And Fred just gets so excited. He just gets so excited, and he just takes off. And Fred passes Ned, and he wins. And Ned was so sad because he was like, Fred, this is the end of our racing career, and you know, you've never let me win one, and I just really thought I was gonna get to win one, and like, that wasn't very cool of you. And Fred was like, you know what, you're right. And they ended up, you know, it was a little tense for a minute, but they ended up resolving the conflict, okay? So then later they retired, you know, and
Dear God, this is a long joke.
You should have heard Maddie. It took her 12 minutes.
so later they retired, you know, and they were running in the field, and you know, they had a little bit of beef, but it's fine, they're better now. And you know, they were running and they were racing, and you know, Ned was like, one last race, Fred. And Fred, out of the kindness of his heart, was like, okay. And so there they go, off they go down the field, you know, and Fred finally lets Ned win a race, and they're going crazy, they're going wild, and the farmer's dog comes up to him, and he was like, hey guys, that was a great race. And Fred looks at Ned, and he's like, whoa, that dog just talked. That's the joke.